What's up, everyone? This is Dale from Upstate Bets and DFS. I'm here with my partner Reoz, bringing you guys this nine-game slate here on Monday. So this is probably one of the more healthy slates we've had in quite a while. I really enjoy this. Everyone's pretty much here playing. Teams are back to full strength. So excited to get to this week in the NBA. Hopefully it stays, afloat. Hopefully things don't crash and burn as the week goes on. But nice nine-game slate here. I like when there's a lot of different props to choose from. If you haven't joined us yet, we're Upstate Bets. And if you haven't joined PrizePicks yet, you can sign up using promo code UPSTATE. That'll give you a 100% deposit match on your first deposit up to $100. So if you deposit 100, you get 100 back to play with. So nice way to start your PrizePicks journey. So PrizePicks is very simple to play, man. You got multiple different categories: points, rebounds, assists, fantasy score, three-pointers made, even free throws made. A guy like Miles Bridges here, he's at 17.5. You could take his over-under. If you click on here, you can see his last 5 games. You can pair him up with someone like Chris Middleton. You can take Miles Bridges in points. You can take Mike Conley in assists. You can hop him over. There's a college football championship tonight. You could pair up him with Bryce Young. So there's a lot of different ways to play. It's really cool. Our channel has been doing really well since we started doing prize picks, and can't thank you guys enough for all the support and the journey we have began. So thank you guys so much. Reoz is going to talk to you about the premium service we offer over on Patreon.
Yeah, it's been unbelievable over there. We went 8-1 this Sunday. We've been smashing NBA every single day, so definitely come over and join that. We got a lot of winners for you over there. We do a bunch of write-ups. We give you our picks for the night. I mean, it's just been incredible. So I highly recommend going over there and signing up. You can find it at patreon.com/upstate, and it'll also be linked in the description below.
Yeah, like Riaz says, 8-1 on NFL yesterday. We smashed NFL. There was a bunch of things going on. Week 18, people were sitting. There was a lot of research to be done for Week 18. You really had to dive deep on certain things. There was contract incentives. There's people playing for things. So we got you covered. If you want to sign up over there, we try our hardest to kind of get out the best we can and who we're playing. So we're gonna smash this NBA slate. Hopefully we can get some solid plays tonight. Let's start in the points category, Riaz. Who are you liking here?
Yeah, someone you touched on, Miles Bridges. I mean, he just had a 21-point game against this Milwaukee team, and really was Charlotte really becoming healthy. We're kind of seeing Kelly Oubre kind of fall out of the rotation. And we know every given night that Miles Bridges is going to be the one really scoring the ball. We've seen games where Rozier's putting up 30 points. He just did that a couple nights actually in the same game against Milwaukee, but there's going to be a lot of points scored in this game. I think with no Drew Holiday, Milwaukee kind of just looking a little iffy as of late, really allowing a lot of points to teams. Bridges in a great spot here at 17.5, and that's really where his line should be. I mean, when it was creeping up towards 20, 21, it just seemed a little out of reach, but at 17.5, Miles Bridges can go out there and put up 20 any given night.
Yeah, between all these Charlotte guys, I mean, realistically, he's probably the one I want to go to. I know Rozier had that big game. I like his 3-point prop once they release it. I'd imagine it's going to be around 2.5 to 3. But between him, Gordon, LaMelo, I mean, anyone can have a big game, but I think Bridges is going to be the guy that follows up with the most volume for us in that game. So scrolling down a little bit, taking a look at Bojan Bogdanovic, he's got a 5 out of 5 hit rate in the last 5. Been playing really well since Gobert has kind of been out. The offense has looked a lot different. They're playing against Detroit. It's a lot easier of a matchup here. And he's just been smashing. Some games he did just get over, and especially against the Golden State Warriors. I believe his line was at 16.5 on that game. He did get pretty over there, but, in terms of his last 5, he had a couple where he just squeaked over. But he's a guy that definitely can get rolling from deep. He's got a really good 3 ball. If he can hit 3-4 3-pointers in this game, I really think he has a good chance to get us there. Just wanted to mention him because I like the matchup, and his hit rate looks really good.
Without a doubt, another guy to look at is Robert Williams. We really haven't been on him with the scoring, coming off a 12-point game against the Knicks, and we saw big games against the Clippers. He had 16. Just got there against Phoenix, but I think here against the Pacers, they're gonna roll out him and Al Horford kind of frequently, just dealing with Miles Turner and Sabonis. I think they need to play big in this matchup, and we just kind of saw in those games where he is playing against teams that play big. The Knicks play big. The the Clippers play big. I mean, he's going to get a lot of run here, and we've seen the upside from him. He starts off pretty slow, but he really gets a feel in the third and fourth quarter. And at 9.5, it doesn't seem uh, like it's going to be too much of a problem for him. We know Miles Turner gets in foul trouble, so we could see Robert Williams at the line pretty frequent here tonight.
Yeah, I totally agree about the whole foul trouble thing. If he can get to the line, he has a really good chance to get us there. If he can get to the line two, three times this game. Speaking of hit rates, someone that might have a 100% hit rate so far in the season, Kyrie Irving. He's at 19.5. Yeah, that's all season, 100% hit rate. No, I'm just playing around, but no, went for 22 against the Pacers, and I think tonight, I mean, against Portland, I was like kind of shocked to see the amount of minutes we saw him play against the Pacers. I mean, 32 minutes, and the volume was there, 9 for 17, 0 for 2 from deep. I mean, I think that he's going to hit two or three pointers in this game, honestly. I think he really can get us there in that same run. He looks like he's up to speed. He's healthy. I mean, if they're going to give him that same amount of run, I don't mind going back to Kyrie.
Yeah, it was actually really shocking that he did play 32 minutes. I thought he was only going to play right around 25, 27, but being a part-time player just playing games on the road, there's really no reason for him not to play 30 plus minutes just due to all the rest he's going to get. And we know Kyrie, I mean, he's 20, 25 points any given night, especially against this really hurt Portland team with no Lillard, no CJ McCollum. A lot of upside here for Kyrie.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like blowout is definitely viable tonight. Brooklyn probably will blow them out. So what could limit Kyrie's run for sure. So, but who knows? Maybe they kind of just rest Durant and Harden and let Kyrie get runs since he's only playing road games. So I don't know
That's
the
what I
rotation.
that's what I'm thinking too. Even if it is a blowout, I feel like Kyrie's still got to be out there just to kind of get a little feeling.
Yeah, I think so too. Let him get his shots up. Let him get that run going. Over in rebounds, man. A couple guys I think look pretty good here at the bottom. I want to talk Jakob Portal. He's at 8.5 going against this Knicks team. 4 of the last 5. Great game against Brooklyn and Boston. And I think he's going to keep it rolling tonight. We saw him last night play good against Brooklyn. So here he is, and I think this is a better matchup going against the Knicks. Honestly, I mean, Randall's kind of been struggling grabbing rebounds, and Robinson's a guy that's always in foul trouble too. So the front court for the Knicks haven't really scared me so far this season. I think Poto can really get us over here.
I could not agree with you more. I mean, this is my guy at 8.5. It's really hard not to take him. That's just a great line for him. He's averaging right around 10 this season, and he just gets so many minutes. He's so productive in this offense, and he grabs quite a few offensive boards, which kind of keeps him right around this line, which is really great to see. But not only that, still with no Derek White, still no Johnson, he should still see his minutes. And even with them in, it really doesn't take away from his rebounding. So definitely a great play there tonight. The guy that I'm really on is Isaiah Stewart. 7.5. We know the matchup isn't great against Utah, but he is 5 out of the last 5. Just getting over this line against Memphis and Orlando. But the big thing for me here is with no Gobert, Whiteside doesn't pose as big of a threat as Gobert would be down low. I think just with him missing so many games and now finally getting back from the health and safety that he's going to play his 32 minutes, and just with no Gobert, that just plays a lot into this factor. And at 7.5, that line just seems way too low for me. Who's someone who kind of relies more on rebounding than scoring. So they're gonna run him out there, play his usual minutes, and I can really see him grabbing double-digit boards here tonight.
Well, yeah, we've seen a lot of guys have really good games against this Utah team with no Gobert in terms of rebounding. So I definitely like going back to Stewart tonight, even if he's just kind of gotten us over there against Orlando and Memphis. I expect him to have around 10, 11 tonight. I think that's very possible. And all the way at the bottom, I think Nurkic looks pretty good. Like I said, we just saw Poto go for a good game against this Brooklyn team, and Nurkic has been playing good. I don't know if they're gonna deal him at the deadline or what's going on, but really with no CJ, no McCollum, I mean no Dame and no CJ, he's kind of the guy in this offense right now. I mean, I mean, obviously they got Simons who's putting up shots and Norman Powell's putting up shots. But in terms of like the person that's been on the team the longest, kind of the vet guy for these guys right now, he's just been playing well in his role and he's just been smashing this line lately. So I think he looks good tonight, especially coming off that back-to-back game and Podol just having a good game against him too.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, we've seen him struggle just because the minutes weren't there. But with all those guys out, he's gonna be out there playing 30 minutes. And Brooklyn really struggles against centers, especially a guy as good as Nurkic. So I could see not quite a game like against Sacramento where he had 16, but I think he could get 13, 14 boards here.
Yeah, exactly what I think too. And then let's hop over to assists, man. For me, on the assist board, I'm not really on too much here, but I wanted to mention DeJounte Murray here against the Knicks. I think he's been playing really well lately, and he's a big triple double factor, a lot more than he's been in years past. Really took a step forward this season so far, especially in scoring. And all we already knew he was a tremendous defender, but against this Knicks team too, I kind of like the Spurs team. I'm not sure what the line's at, but I think the Spurs are going to keep this game really competitive. And have a really good chance to win this game, honestly. And I think Murray's going to play a big part. Poto's going to play a big part, obviously. And just in terms of hit rates, too. I mean, look at his last five. Tremendous games against good teams. Brooklyn last night, really good game. Boston, the Lakers, and the Clippers, just really good games all across the board. And he's back at his, line tonight at 9. So I like this one.
The thing for me was I didn't think he was going to play as many minutes as he did against Boston, but he ended up just having a phenomenal game against Boston, 12 assists, and then we saw him get 12 again against Brooklyn. DeJounte Murray is just matchup proof. He just always seems to find people, and even the role players that come in, like Walker, Doug McDermott, I mean, they're just all great shooters. So he's got a lot of options around him. Uh, Really, the only guy other than DeJounte Murray that I really like here. Even we can highlight James Harden at the end, but Mike Conley here. Detroit they just cannot guard anyone at the guard position. We've just been taking advantage over on the Patreon guards against Detroit, and I think I'm back here again with Mike Conley versus Detroit. They just give up so many assists. I believe they ranked 28th against allowing assists. I kind of butchered that, but that's okay. They just been giving it up. I mean, we saw Ja Morant put up double-digit assists against them. No one on this team can really guard a guard, and we know they're a little banged up. But Mike Conley's gonna find Mitchell. He's gonna find anybody who's out there. Bogdanovic. I mean, it's really tough to fade him, especially at 6.5.
Yeah, this is definitely one I was looking at. Like you said before, targeting guys going against Detroit. I think Conley looks really good, and he's been, really, passing the ball really well. It's what he's good at. So I like that line. Even if he's just been squeaking us over the past couple games, I think he still looks good. Over in the 3-point category, not much I'm really into. I think Simons is a guy that's probably going to have like some of the most volume coming off that 7-point or that 7 3-pointers made against Sacramento. He's kind of going to be the guy to probably put up the most, I think, in this category. You could see, around 10 to 12 shots from him. So that's probably what I like to target in terms of 3-pointers made. And then Rozier, wait for a line for him because he's been hot from 3 too. So nothing really outs for me here.
I don't mind Seth Curry. He's hit three the last 3 games. Houston just gives up so many points. I think even if this does turn into a blowout, he's still going to get a bunch of run. He's just been playing very, very well as of late, so I don't mind that 2.5 line.
Yeah, I mean he's pretty much a guy that's like out there and night after night, gonna just hit round 2 or 3 3-pointers. So pretty much like his brother, and taking his brother at like 5 3-pointers. I mean night in night out, viable to hit. And then over in fantasy score, man, who do you like?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people in the Discord were talking about Lance Stevenson at 27.5, so I figured I would just touch on him. He's got a pretty decent matchup against Boston. Uh, I don't think there's any sign of Brogdon coming back. He's actually questionable, so it really just kind of depends if Brogdon or Levert comes back. I think if both of those guys are out, Lance Stevenson is definitely viable here in this spot at 27. He's been smashing. We saw him have We saw him have 20 points in the first quarter, just absolutely going crazy against Utah. So definitely in this matchup, if he's going to get the same amount of run, 27 does seem really low.
Yeah, he's been just smashing lately. He had that game against the Lakers, um, or no, against Brooklyn, I meant, and yeah, just played really well, and then comes back against Utah and absolutely smashes again. So, yeah, I like him in that spot. And for me, other people too. This late game, we have nothing else in other categories for the Cleveland Cavaliers. But Kevin Love's a guy that's been playing really well and just struggling in the last couple games, but early on was like just smashing. So, just things like that we have to monitor. And like, Garland's viable night in, night out. Just that bad game last night against the Warriors too. So I don't really know who I'm gonna get to in this kind of late game. You know me, I don't bet on the Kings. I can't stand taking lines for the Kings, and yeah, I think that's it for me in this category, man.
Yeah, I think I'm right there with you. There's a couple lines for some teams that need to come out, but definitely a really great slate here tonight.
Yeah, I'm excited to get to this slate. Like I said, 9 games. We got no NFL tonight. No Monday night game, but this week's gonna be awesome for the NBA. Just pure focus on the NBA. Unfortunately, we would do some college football stuff, and there is promotional they're doing right now for Bryce Young for half a pass yard. But other than that, like we can't do college sports here in New York, so we're not able to pair up with those. So main focus for Upstate here on NBA this week, and let's hit these slates pretty hard, and let's gear up for a Super Wild Card weekend for the NFL. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.